Are they really dead? To many, social media is not the first thing that is thought of when a loved one passes away, but what to do with their Facebook page when they are gone is something that should be taken into consideration. Leaving the now deceased person's page active is not always a bad thing, but like anything else, problems follow. Sometimes the bereaved family members find that it is just a constant morbid reminder of what was and decide to take it down. But on the flip side of that, some families enjoy seeing what memories others had with their loved one. Ultimately, Facebook communication after death can be both beneficial and challenging for the bereaved. What to do after someone passes away is not something that most want to think about, but it has to be done. According to Cherry Johnson, you can tell us in advance whether you'd like to have your account memorialized or permanently deleted from Facebook. What this means is that while setting up a Facebook account, one is available to choose whether or not they want a memorialized account. Verified immediate family members may request the removal of a loved one's account from Facebook. Memorialized accounts are a place for friends and family to gather and share memories after a person has passed away. Memorialized accounts have some of these key features. The word remembering will be shown to the person's name on their profile. Depending on the privacy settings of the account, friends can share memories on the memorialized timeline. Content the person shared stays on Facebook and is visible to the audience it is shared with. Memorialized profiles don't appear in the public spaces, such as in suggestions for people you may know, ads, or birthday reminders. No one can log into a memorialized account. Memorialized accounts that don't have a legacy contact can't be changed. A legacy contact is someone you choose to look after your account if it's memorialized. Once your account is memorialized, your legacy contact will have the option to do 3 things. They can write a pinned post for your profile, respond to new friend requests, and update your profile picture and cover photo. You also have the option to allow your legacy contact to download a copy of what you've shared on Facebook. Pages with a sole admin whose account was memorialized will be removed from Facebook if we receive a valid request. All in all, memorialized accounts are a very beneficial way that the deceased can plan for the unfortunate event of their passing. On the opposite aspect of the spectrum, some people do not handle death very well. They latch onto memories and seem to not let go. According to Lanuti and Strawman, for example, continued bonds with the deceased are only adaptive if the bereaved individual recognizes that bonds are internal, not actual, and different from when the deceased was alive. The inability to differentiate the changed relationship, the past from the present, and the living from the dead may be a maladaptive continued bond expression and could promote complicated grief. This potential risk could be exacerbated through social media use and accessibility to remnants of the deceased person's life. Lesser controlled open sites may produce unintended memorials that could comfort but also overwhelm loved ones, as they are not created for the sole purpose of memorialization by the bereaved. There are also risks to participating in grief-specific social media sites. Advice may vary in helpfulness, access could compound losses, and grievers could become dependent on the sites with no guarantee for support. All of this means that the bereaved family members are becoming codependent on these social media sites rather than dealing with their problems in a healthy and meaningful way. These people are losing contact with other members of their own family because they cannot live with the fact that once they log off Facebook, they will no longer be in a world with their deceased family member. Johnson says grief-related social media sites can also promote isolation from face-to-face interaction and act as barriers to seeking other forms of support, meaning that rather than relying on others to help them, they are using old posts and photos to try and relieve the stress of losing someone that was once close to them. Overall, websites not designed and planned out by the bereaved family can be a dangerous and morbid thing that they may have to go through. Facebook is used for connecting with friends and family near and far, so it is becoming more and more popular to see over Facebook that a hometown high school friend has passed away before one ever gets a phone call. In an article by Kate Bollock, she writes, "But one evening I made an exciting discovery. Balanced just so on a windowsill, my iPhone had snatched a stray sliver of signal and garnered 50 emails. News from beyond. As the messages downloaded excruciatingly slowly, I boiled water for tea, stoked the furnace, and settled into an armchair. Pleased to see a message from a former colleague with S's name in the subject line. Had I actually been invited to the wedding shower? It was a mass email. It's my great displeasure to be the bearer of such horrible news, but S passed away on a Sunday," it read. "It was very sudden, and I believe it happened in her sleep. I don't have any other details. A friend of hers sent me a message via Facebook." This was an article about how Bollock met a woman through work and though they never became friends in real life, they were Facebook friends. Bollock writes, "By now I habitually click through S's photo albums, a diversion far better than popping into a colleague's office for a romantic update. Here I had the satisfaction of a love plot unfolding right in my living room, complete with revolving backdrops and the suspense inherent in a long-distance relationship. When was her next trip? Oh look, G is coming to town." A year had passed since S had friended me. We never exchanged messages or commented on one another's postings or saw each other in person. Yet I thought about her often, even when I wasn't on Facebook, as I would any close friend in a similar joyful circumstance. More, in fact, her news thrummed inside my chest as if it were my own. I wondered where the wedding might take place, what she would wear. Once they became friends, they lived vicariously through each other's online pages, though they never spoke. This article really goes to show how easy it was for Bollock to be a part of S's life, and how being on Facebook thereafterward took a toll on her emotionally because of how close she came to be with S and her social media page. Losing a loved one is hard no matter what the circumstance, though nowadays social media seems to make it an even bigger issue. Statuses and pictures are being shared left to right, memorial pages are being made. Even years later, things still have a tendency to pop up on someone's timeline. Some would say that this is what makes death even more difficult, but some like the fact that they can still see their loved ones every day, even if it is years later. Though this could lead to maladaptive tendencies. Overall, the social media about death plays both sides of the ball field and can be good or bad.